Hello, Giants fans, and welcome to Valentine's Views here on YouTube. I'm your host, Ed Valentine of Big Blue View. Please remember to like and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube if you like the content that we've been producing for you guys. Couple of New York Giants related things to get to today. Giants have suffered their first big injury of training camp. We learned on Monday that rookie safety Dane Belton, fourth-round pick out of Iowa, suffered a broken collarbone, probably on an interception that he made on Saturday. Expectations at this point could be that Belton will miss a couple of months. So, I mean, we may not see Belton until the middle of the 2022 NFL season. That's unfortunate for Belton. He had been getting some snaps with the first team defense in some 3 safety packages that defensive coordinator Wink Martindale had been designing. We've seen a lot of that so far in training camp. Really unfortunate for Belton that he'll miss some time. Last couple of years, the Giants have had a few situations with rookie players missing, part of the season. Last year, it was Aaron Robinson who missed half the season, as well as Ellerson Smith. So this is something that we've seen before. The year before that, it was actually Xavier McKinney who had a fractured foot, missed the first half of the season. Really, really unfortunate thing for young players who need every possible snap, every possible rep as they develop, as they learn how to play in the NFL. The Giants, fortunately, had signed safety Andrew Adams, former Giant, at the beginning of training camp. That the Belton injury likely makes Adams' role more significant in the back end of the Giants defense. On Monday, the Giants also added veteran safety Gerard Wilson. They waived injured young safety Jaron Williams, who spent the last 2 years with the Giants playing at cornerback, and the Giants had hoped to transition him to safety, but Williams spent most of the spring injured, had not been working thus far in training camp either. So Williams is out. Gerard Wilson, I believe 7-year veteran, is in and may provide some depth there. The Belton injury may also make room for undrafted free agent safeties Yusef Corker and Trenton Thompson to perhaps sneak in and make a roster spot. Now, one other thing I wanted to talk about today, Giants fans, is we've seen 5 practices thus far, and there is concern in the fan base about the passing attack. Giants passing attack to this point in training camp has been very inconsistent. In a podcast the other day with Patricia Traina, I said that the passing attack has not been crisp. On Monday, when I was out at practice at the Quest Diagnostics Training Center in East Rutherford, New Jersey, I charted Daniel Jones as only 6 of 15 in what was honestly a really run-heavy practice. By my notes, Jones missed his last 6 throws. And listen, mixed into those were miscommunications. I think one with Darius Slayton, I think one with Kenny Golladay. There were a couple of balls that he had to throw away simply because guys weren't open and there was pressure coming. So the numbers might be just a touch misleading. We've asked Brian Daboll at times about the passing attack, and the reality of it is Golladay, Kadarius Toney, these guys didn't work in the spring. Colin Johnson's another one who really didn't work in the spring. But when it comes to Jones, with Golladay, with Toney, he hasn't even worked a lot in this particular offense with Darius Slayton. And of course, Wan'Dale Robinson being a rookie, these guys are still developing. some chemistry and some communication. And the reality is this particular offense has a lot of options in it for wide receivers, a little bit reminiscent of the Kevin Gilbride offense, where wide receivers had multiple options in pass routes. So I think part of what we're seeing is that Daniel Jones and his wide receivers are trying to get on the same page in some of this offense. Jones has made some bad throws. There's absolutely no doubt about that. But at this point, still early in camp, I'm not going to flip out. I'm not going to freak out about the miscommunications. I'm not going to get all wound up about the passing numbers. I think I had Jones as 6 for 15 unofficially on Monday. I'm not going to get all wound up about that, because these are not always true game situations. Sometimes, as Brian Daboll said the other day, sometimes balls get thrown simply because the head coach wants them thrown. Sometimes balls get thrown by the quarterback long after a whistle would have been blown to stop a play in a regular game. Sometimes the quarterback is throwing a ball simply to find out, how a wide receiver might react to it. But there is undeniably concern at this point. I would say undeniably a need for this passing attack to gain some sharpness, for wide receivers and Daniel Jones to get on the same page. That is definitely something that we will need to watch as we continue to go through training camp, because it's going to be difficult if there are still, this number of miscommunications once the Giants get to week 1 against the Tennessee Titans. All right, Giants fans, that's a quick training camp report for you today. Again, I'm Ed Valentine of Big Blue View. Thank you very, very much for listening, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.